Hello, everybody. It's Lenny Murphy here with another one of our CEO series interviews. And I should also say happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. You notice, being a Murphy, I am wearing green, so nobody can pinch me. And today I am joined by Mike Page. Mike is the CEO and co-founder of Phebi.AI, the most recent winner of the Insights Innovation Competition in IIeX Europe. Mike, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
It's a pleasure to have you as well. So it's especially cool whenever we have the winners of the competition. You know, it's very near and dear to my heart, doing what we do, trying to help startups. So that's super cool. We get to be kind of geeky and talk about cool new innovation, and that's a great segue. So tell us a little bit about Phebi and about the cool new innovation that you have built.
Thanks. Yeah, and firstly, thanks for the award. We're obviously very excited here at Phebi to receive it. It was a little, nerve-wracking waiting to hear the news at IIeX, but obviously very exciting for all of us and the team. So yeah, Phebi.AI. Phebi.AI is voice tech. It's a voice tech company, but we all have a background in market research, and we decided around the middle of last year that we wanted to create a product for market research that would allow standard surveys to be turned into conversations, into voice surveys. So we took some of the tech that we'd already built, and we worked with some various people that we knew in the industry to do some pilots and proof of concepts, and rolled out really around November of last year. So what Phebi does is basically you create your survey. You can use Ask It, Confirm It, whatever platform you like. And we provide a plugin that turns that into a voice survey. So you can answer the closed questions with your voice. And of course, as a lot of people are very interested in, you can answer open ends with your voice. So we make it an easier experience for the respondent and a richer source of insight for the researchers on the back end. And the initial reception has been fantastic. The surveys that we've done, so we have a number of clients, real projects in field. People are getting response rates between 40 and 50% for pretty much all age groups up to about 55. And that is specifically just letting them choose to take the survey using voice. No, deep issues with privacy or concern. People want to use voice, particularly on mobile. It's a natural interface for them. So that's been really, really exciting and great. And then obviously we went on to win the award, which has also been great. And yeah, the other piece that we do is with those open ends, we're able to do emotion analysis. So in addition to getting the text back, which is in a more conversational format because people talk differently to how they type, which gives it a more interesting flavor. We're also able to analyze the emotions. So think about, are people happy, sad, anxious, and then this gives us a new source of data, predictive data for predicting behavior. And this goes back to the researcher as part of the data file. And then we also have a dashboard deliverable where they can analyze the audio, listen to the audio, see the audio pitch changing, over the length of the response. And it's been going very well for us. I think it's an innovation of its time, and I think people particularly like it has minimal disruption to the process. They use their partners who write the scripts or their departments to write the scripts. All of these things, everything about it kind of stays the same, right? They don't have to say, oh, you've got to switch over to Phebi and use Phebi scripting and Phebi language and all of that. It just sits straight over the top of existing technology. So and that was sort of one of the points we tried to make about the potential impact when we were at IIeX. This is an innovation that could be on every questionnaire that's on mobile today. I mean, there's just no reason not to. So that's Phebi.
That is very cool. And so what I was thinking when I was reviewing your submission into the competition, right? And to be clear, you won based upon the merits and scoring on stage to the panel of judges, right? And how they scored you. And I can tell our listeners that there was no, you were up against some really great competition, right? But I think that message around the scalability of the application and the ease of use, that is what put you over the top from some of your competitors. And we've seen that in the past, right? We've seen other companies that were creating augmentation for existing solutions that have an easier play, right? They succeed. So if I think about the trajectory of voice overall, right, and for you, over the past few years, we've got text analytics and social media analytics, which was the big upstart, 10 years ago, right? And now is ubiquitous. So it's all over the place. Then we had video and image analytics, companies like VoxPopMe and Living Lens and Big Sofa, and that certainly has scaled up and has become pretty ubiquitous. Facial coding, companies like Affectiva, and I kind of bucket you in that same category, right? You're on that same trajectory of these companies that have taken unstructured data in a variety of ways, and have been able to apply more value and scale to take this great source of feedback and information and make it more usable. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely a fair play, and those are some great companies. So we're very happy about that. I think the only thing I would add, which is the point I made earlier, which is that in this particular regard, this is how people want to do it, right? It is not just an extra research thing where you've got to ask them and devise something and hook them in. This is how they, we have evidence. This is how they want to take the survey.
Sure. No, absolutely. On the consulting side of the business, we're actually working with a call center technology, right? First, when they first reached out, I thought, call centers, come on, really? But then I got over my own arrogance and thought, because I grew up in call centers, that was my start in the research world, was in a call center, right? And but no, you know what? There are still, I would rather take a survey over the phone than online in a lot of scenarios, right? So I totally get that the application of to utilize voice is an incredibly effective way to do research, and with no surprise it increased response rates. Now the numbers you said were surprising, mostly because it's like, wow, that's huge, right? That's a massive increase. So hats off. That's just fantastic. Now, so if we think about some of the corollaries to some of the other companies we mentioned, like let's say Affectiva, right? With facial coding, they started in the research space, and then they quickly found applications outside of the research industry for their technology. I think they've, now their big thing is in smart cars, the smart devices. And if you think about voice assistants, right, Alexa and Google Home and all those things, do you see a play for Phebi that extends outside of the research industry as well, where you're integrating with other types of feedback channels?
Yeah, I think we definitely do. I mean, there's we see a lot of potential in search. We've done some work in the site search space. So if you think about, people can do a voice search on Google, but once they get to someone's website, if they want to use voice again, they have to bounce back to Google. Well, people spend a lot of effort to get you on their site. If you want to use voice on your site, just like with a survey, you should be kind of providing that. And also with the additional analytic info that you get from a voice search. So think, you actually know the gender, and approximate age of, people who are searching, and so, well, that's something you don't get with any other, search. And feedback loops from that. If people seem frustrated if they're doing a voice search, maybe, you can route them to a call center. So the applications for voice technology are really huge, I think.
Well, and it's accessibility, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a big issue in search as well, and in the survey space. I mean, we know from the work that we have done in the search space that the Americans with Disability Act, has been a major factor, and obviously your voice search can help with that. I assume it's the same for the survey industry, right? That it has to be compliant, and voice is a way to make a survey much easier for the visually impaired. In fact, we're working on a proposal for a project that requires just exactly that, to do a survey for visually impaired people.
Yeah, so Microsoft did a presentation at IIeX North America 2 years ago, I think it was, on accessibility for surveys. And honestly, it was one of those things I had never really thought about, right? And absolutely, they made that point that we must become more accessible, and because of visual or hearing impairment, et cetera, et cetera. And they were exploring lots of different. So that was really that's really interesting that there's that component of things as well. So let's switch gears for a minute, get a little more right now. So today is March 17th. By my count, it's day 2 of the Great Lock-in, right? So, and you're in the U.S. as well, Florida. So, you won the competition, and man, right then, it's like, oh, 2020 is gonna be a great year, and there's just woo, everything's rocking, and then all of a sudden, whoa, holy crap, nope, the world just got different within a matter of days. So that affected how is that affecting your thinking about about Phebi as a business, and or about the application?
Yeah.
I hear the garden.
I think there's a guy with a leaf blower outside. So
no worries. Here, before you answer that question,
so things do carry on as normal, I guess. Is
look, any minute now, you're going to see my kids walk past that door. This is the new normal. So we work from home. There's going to be distractions. So,
but no, I think to answer your question, we were ecstatic after the win at the show. I mean, what could happen other than a zombie apocalypse? So we got a zombie apocalypse. That's just that's just how it goes. Sometimes.
Aliens. I was thinking aliens. So personally. So, but anyway.
But in terms of the business, I mean, obviously it's a little early to tell what it's going to affect in terms of the number of projects that people do and what they do them on. It's still really too early to tell that. We have projects going on right now, proposals out there, all as normal. But I expect some things to be delayed and things of that nature. But also, is the potential now, there's a lot of people at home now, is, a survey with voice that can detect emotion. You would think there would be a lot of research need for that at this, at this time when people can't, do traditional face-to-face things. This technology could be very helpful in, keeping the world a pulse of the, of the state of play. How nervous are people in each of the countries? I mean, that's not really for us. We're not an agency, we're a technology provider, but one would hope that that's the sort of application that people will be looking for, to see how people are coping with this, with this terrible situation.
That is really interesting. So me personally, right now, I feel a need to stay connected to people, right? Just to touch base. So where normally I get so caught up in just work and family, I don't make much time for other people in my lives that I care about. So I've been very consciously unconscious, I guess, or unconsciously conscious, whatever I would say. Anyway, I've been reaching out to folks just to touch base. Are you okay? How you feeling? What's going on? So to think about that as a scalable solution, right, from a population standpoint, to try and measure, anxiety levels, or even as an early indicator of mental health challenges. I mean, I think we're in this scenario for 30 days. I think that's a lot of stress. A lot of stress for anybody. So that is an interesting idea. To be able to deploy this as a way to just, you said, take the pulse, literally the emotional pulse of the population. if anybody from the UN or the government or is watching this, give Mike a call.
Yeah, we'd love to help. Obviously, we're not the people who could design something like that, but we'd love to help.
Yeah, that is really cool. So now, so we're talking about online. Have you explored applications with telephone, with traditional kind of call center based research and or with qualitative? Have you explored those applications yet?
Yeah, we actually have. I mean, the Phebi is really in two parts. We call it Phebi Insight, but in fact, it's Phebi Insight is the research collection, and Phebi Detect is all the emotion and other analytic piece. And since the award, people have been reaching out to us, and we are now doing projects looking at telephone interviews. So we do some diarization, which means basically separating the interviewer from the respondent, and doing emotion detection on that. And that is proving actually very interesting. You can have someone, perhaps a patient, who's talking anxiously about a situation that they're in, and the interviewer suggests a potential treatment or new fit, and you can literally see, them becoming more calm, as they go on. So if you're comparing different options in that case, this can be a very powerful tool to help you pick out the most engaged, who are the most engaged respondents, who are the most, that can all be done post telephone interviewing. So that's a new area for us, and thanks for the prompt, because it allowed me to launch it to the world. But that's exactly right. We can do that, with audio that already exists.
So well, you got my wheels turning, Mike. So the analysis is real time. If I'm an agent talking to somebody, and Phebi's running in the background, is there a dashboard that I can see in real time the emotional valence of the conversation?
Yeah, we're not ready to launch real time yet. I would say we're working on real time. That's where we're going. We can't do real time yet because it's quite deep. It is possible to do, but it's not as accurate if you don't have all the different elements, and that takes processing power to do. So I say we're deeper at the moment rather than instantaneous, but we're obviously working on it, because that's where we would like to be.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a lag to do the analysis. What does that look like right now? You're a startup, you haven't scaled, got it, right? Today, what's that look like though, from analysis to output?
For analysis output, it typically takes us about a day, I would say, to turn around the emotion detection and analysis for a typical survey, and most of that is processing power. It's it's not human. It's the processing power of the algorithms and the sheer volume of tests and things that we do. I mean, the transcription that we do, I should say, is everything that happens in the survey happens in real time. So you get the the transcription returned into your open-ended box. All of that happens in real time. It's only really the emotion detection that takes the time.
Okay. So here's a challenge. Normally, for those of you that are watching this, you're going to see this. So Mike, I'm going to send you this video file, and when we're done, and I want you to run it through Phebi from a transcription standpoint. I bet it's better than the GoToMeeting transcription happening in the background, and do the emotional analysis as well. Let's see how we're feeling.
Yeah, we can put it. Happy to do that. Let's put it up with the bar. I'm not sure exactly how we'll do that, but I'm sure people back at the office are scratching their heads when they listen to this for the first time. This is what we're going to do. But yeah, I'm sure we can do it. Okay.
All right. So we'll do that. So I'll as you're watching this, if you look down on the blog post where this video is going to be hosted, the transcription and the analysis scene is courtesy of Phebi. All right. So I want to be conscious of time for both you and I and for our listeners. The business model. So right now it is a plugin. So are you licensing on kind of an all-you-can-eat, or is it a per project type of pricing model? You don't have to quote pricing, but give us a sense of what the model looks like.
Yeah. It's a pay-as-you-go model. So it's 50 cents US per open-ended response per respondent, with a minimum basically of 3,000. So it's $1,500 unless you have more than 3,000 open ends, in which case you pay an additional 50 cents for each one that you collect. and it's 10 cents for a closed question. So if you want to enable the whole survey, it's 10 cents for each of the other questions, and that includes the transcription, the emotion detection, sentiment analysis, the dashboard, and right back into the data set. Obviously, there are discounts for volume, right? We're talking, obviously, if you're an agency and you just want to enable Phebi as a collection method for open ends on all your surveys, then come and talk to us. Obviously, there are discounts.
All right, so cheaper than normal transcription.
Hmm.
What about coding? Is there a coding component?
We don't. Yeah, we don't do that. I mean, it's we're very much focused on being the voice and the emotion, and and that we are, Phebi.AI is a voice tech business. We recognize that there are good coding solutions out there, and once we've done our job of transcribing the text, and giving you the emotional values around that, which let's not forget has nothing to do with language, right? I mean, these emotions, it doesn't understand the words, it's just working on the pitch and the tone. But we see once we've done that and the transcription, we believe there are plenty, in fact many of them are competitors of ours for the competition, in what you can do with text. So we probably won't go in that direction, though it will probably partner up with different companies, where our customers want to use those technologies.
Yeah. Well, what's worth that, you didn't ask my opinion, but I'll throw it out there. I think partnering with another company that provided that coding solution, the categorization and clustering, would be a useful thing. So, if I was buying as a buyer, I would rather not have to have two contracts. I'd rather have one. Now, odds are, likely, if you're embedding and primarily selling through, so I assume that you're targeting the platforms primarily.
Yes, we're sort of, the technology is agnostic, so it works literally on any platform. But we do have agreements in place with Askia, particularly Askia. You can buy direct from Askia, and we do have an agreement with Confirm It, so we partner up with Confirm It together to to bring it to their clients. So we have relationships with those platforms. But it works on, we just did an implementation on Qualtrics just this morning, so it works across any platform.
Okay. So interesting, but you see where it's going. The all in one. Right?
Yeah. No, I think that's right. People always want the minimum number of suppliers. I totally agree with that, and perhaps that's how we will partner up, under the umbrella of the providers with the text analytic providers as well, plugging into our application or working together, to craft a solution. And it may be that we license our tech to them, and then it comes through them. That's a possibility. We certainly haven't closed any doors on that yet.
Sure. So, Mike, I think this is great. I wish we didn't have the additional complications in the world.
Yeah. No, me too.
But you know what? I think that quick little brainstorming session we just did, there may be something to that. I think occasionally we run across technology. My opinion is the research industry is inherently good. We do good, right? We help in lots of ways. It makes me proud, right? I can think about over the years some of the projects that I've worked on, and you see those play out in the real world, right? Early stage concepts and products that have been transformative, and we help people. I think your technology specifically has some really interesting, pragmatic, real-time, right now applications to help people. And so, the world is going to change as we go through this, and we can't predict all the ways that's going to happen, but we can make some pretty good guesses. One of those is, I think, a way to connect folks and understand how people are feeling, and I think that I hope we see that, and maybe that's an opportunity for Phebi as well to play a role in that. So
I hope so. I hope there's some way that we can help, and that we all get through this.
We will. So on that note, be well, you and yours. Be well, be safe, and we will look forward to talking to you again soon. Now, so IIeX North America, you were going to present at because you won the competition in Europe. That's pushed back to September now. But we are looking at, just FYI, we're looking at some virtual things over the next few months. Those listeners, so there'll be some opportunities for you to get in front of more folks and talk about your solution over the course of the next few months as we, lead back into what we hope is normalcy, in the fall. So this won't be the last time we talk. That was my very long-winded way of trying to wind that up. So anyway, Mike, it's been a pleasure. Be well and appreciate it. And you take care.
Thank you. We'll be back for IIeX whenever it is.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Thanks.